Welcome back to Crash Bandicoot. We're almost done. Almost done.
Okay, so... Wait, what do we got?
The
What do we
high
got?
road.
The road to nowhere 2.0, yes.
But anyway, as I was saying at the end of the last part, it was explained on Naughty Dog's old website that her general disappearance in the series was due to her leaving Crash for Pinstripe Potoru.
Oh, that's bull. This is bull. I'm sorry, that's dick move. Like, that's the definition of a dick move.
It is, but there is a definite pattern there. It's basically two secret planks, and then jump as far as Crash can jump, and you'll land on them.
But there's no way to know that there's anything to jump to there, though. You might think that the secret is just that bunch of Wumpa fruit you first see, and then, okay, you just don't go any farther. You just go back to the level itself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just stuff like that really ticks me off. It's just
wait, John, how old was that? How old was that website? Were we talking Space Jam old, or?
It was around the time before Crash 2 came out.
So Space Jam old.
97. Yeah.
GeoCities, anybody?
Angel Fire?
PBS?
Well, I don't know that one.
GeoCities. I remember GeoCities.
They're technically still around.
Are they?
Yeah, but they don't the website builder anymore, do they?
I don't think so.
That's where I made my first website. Was GeoCities. Had little dancing skeletons with Starlight Zone playing in the background.
Does anyone else remember the hamster dance?
Oh god, we're going into like ancient internet memes.
Well, that and All Your Base were what the first internet memes.
Internet, All Your Bases came out like 2001, wasn't it?
No, it was older than. I thought it was older than that.
Well, no, the meme. It was very early 2000s.
Oh well, that is 15 years old.
Yes.
I hope to God that none of you attacked any of the turtles.
No,
I did when I first played the game. Only because I didn't know any better.
Yeah, you need the turtle shells in order to make these jumps. But if you just
don't.
Oh, I think those warthogs will stop running after you once they're off camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a from at least like proxy knowledge that the later Crash games have lots of like voice acting and cutscenes in them. Does this game? I don't remember hearing a lot of that in this game. Did they just not?
Cortex has, technically speaking, the opening cutscene, but that's really it. Cortex has one line of dialogue and during his boss fight, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So okay, I assume that's mostly just because Crash 1 was like a
very early disc.
Yeah, so like once they knew that they had a winning series on their hands, they could put more money and time into doing stuff like that.
The next two games definitely have a lot more.
Crash 2 had good opening ending cutscenes. Actually better animated than Sonic Adventure and better
mountain movements
than Sonic Adventure.
Well, that's not hard.
And they also had
decent voicing.
There were also the Cortex conversation scenes and Brio ones.
For early 3D games, basically when Resident Evil was the standard, it actually had pretty good voice acting overall.
Dude, Crash Bandicoot had better production than some next-gen games.
Well, on the voice acting front, I've only heard like
voice acting and sometimes animation, like fucking Blood Rain. What the fuck was that shit?
You played Blood Rain?
For all of 20 minutes. That's when I stopped and realized this game wasn't worth.
That my neighbor told me to get out.
Still better than Devil May Cry 1.
Say what?
In terms of voice acting and face animation.
Voice acting?
Voice animation and facial animation.
Facial animations, maybe, but the overall body animations for characters, no.
I wanted to be the one to fill your
dark soul with light.
Come out and show yourself, Mundus.
Before I fall asleep. Oh look, I'm back to 99 lives.
I'm gonna have to record Blood Rain at some point just to show off how bad it is. Ugh.
I thought the 2D sequel, Blood Rain Portrayal,
Blood
was
Rain-
pretty good.
Blood Rain 2 is actually looks pretty good.
What
Well, no,
about
I'm not talking about Blood Rain 2. I'm talking about
The-
the one made by WayForward.
And the 2D game actually does look like it's pretty good, but
Well, it's made by
The
WayForward, so
first
you can
Blood
tell it's
Rain.
going to be at least okay.
what about the Blood Rain movie?
let me just say this: the first Blood Rain plays like Sonic fucking Roboblast in terms of how your character controls. If you know what that is, just think about that for a second. A professionally made game played like a Sonic fan game attempt at 3D Sonic.
I know I said this in the beginning of part 1, but I'm honestly surprised it's taken us this long to finally start getting into the mid-90s PlayStation games that we all, well, except Ted, has grown up
Wow.
with.
We were all busy being Nintendo nostalgia fags, but then Nintendo decided we're gonna rip you all off for your ad revenue now. So
Well, then they sort of stopped.
Yeah, then they kind of reeled back on that.
did
Well,
that?
they realized
Yeah.
that it was a bad idea, and so I think basically, wasn't it that they're going to keep the ad revenue on the stuff that they've already done screwed
Yeah,
over, but
I
they're just not
believe
going
so.
to do it anymore?
I
Okay,
think
well,
I think they're going to stop claiming.
Yeah.
okay, well that's good, because if we weren't able to record any Nintendo games anymore, I wouldn't really have anything to play for the
Ted'd be out of a job.
I wouldn't have anything to say.
Which is, no, wait, Nintendo Ted can broaden his horizons.
No, I'm already trying to broaden my horizons. I'm just trying
You
to
would
stick
get
to
Shin
one.
Megami Tensei 1, 2, 3,
No,
Dragon
no,
Quest
no,
1
no,
through
dude.
9.
The first Shin Megami Tensei games on like SNES, those haven't aged very well. They're like first-person dungeon crawly RPGs.
They haven't aged at all.
No, they haven't. They're
So they don't exist?
no, they exist. It's just the
No, that's the
mechanics.
joke. How
have-
can, if they haven't aged at all, then how can they exist?
Or they have eternal youth and are immortal.
No, they would still age. They just wouldn't physically age.
Basically, a lot of the mechanics haven't held up very well, and I actually don't think that the story to Shin Megami Tensei 2 is any good, because like the entire point of the series is that Law Chaos thing, and there's no point to pick any side but Chaos in that game, because
Even
Law
Law-
is all douchebags in 2.
Even the Lost Side kills Yahweh at the end, though.
No, but here's the thing: if you do the Law side, a big point of the game, from what I could tell, is that Law side is like I think one of the things is like just because you're lawful doesn't mean that you have their bad laws is part of it. But in the end, you still commit genocide for God anyway. So it's just like the game pretty much shits all over its own moral, and I don't think that that's a pretty good way of storytelling, and it just bad.
Do you ever
So,
try the Crash Bandicoot method of rescue damsel?
Well, no, I don't have a problem with a deep and interesting story. It has to hold up on its own, basically. Is what I'm saying.
Consistency.
There's also a difference between playing an RPG. You expect at least some amount of plot, and in a platformer like this, not a. Like, does Crash Bandicoot lose anything for having a simple plot? No, not really. Does an RPG lose something for having a bad plot? Yes, it definitely does.
Pokemon?
Well, Pokemon's had like world building and character development. It's never really had a plot, because those are two different things.
Some would argue otherwise.
No, they're different. Like the plot to Lord of the Rings is.
I'm not saying I. No, I'm just saying some.
Well, then
would.
they'd be wrong. I'm sorry. They're two different things.
They really are. Plot is events, character and world building is characteristics.
Why is there's nothing there? Why is that alcove there?
So wait,
There was-
hold on. Are those just people like trapped in the prison?
I guess.
So why are you killing them?
I'm not killing them. I'm just twatting their hands.
Well, that
Yeah.
I think they
hurts.
respawn after a while.
They do. They start scrabbling through the things after a while. Mostly
Those guys have been kidnapped by the same guy you're fighting, and you're hurting them.
They're getting.
You dick.
There was actually a deleted level with this trope, wasn't it?
You think so?
Yeah.
Is it finished, or
It's finished. You can access it with a Game Shark, but apparently I think it was taken out because it was too fucking hard.
was it hard?
Yeah, I haven't played it.
Have you played it, John?
No, I've seen it though, and I honestly don't know.
Slippery. This level we're playing here, Slippery Kind, is considered one of the harder levels of the game.
Yeah, and the deleted level was this, only it accentuated the. But I don't remember what
those dudes in glasses appear in both of the other games as enemies, except they get a lot of cybernetic attachments for some reason.
Yeah.
It's about the point where those things start appearing as enemies in Crash 2, where you start to think, oh gee, I wonder, is Cortex going to be the final boss?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Why is the masked dude transparent?
This time.
Yeah, this is the darkness level, and your mask is your light. So don't get
This was
hit.
a Donkey Kong Country gimmick too, wasn't it?
Sort of.
Like, yeah,
You're
you had
talking
the
about
fish.
squawks.
Or wasn't there a fish that did something like this? Like you had
angler?
to, like, yeah, you had to. He was the light for the level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, when did DKC DKC2 came out relatively
95.
late? 95 wasn't 90. No, 96 was DKC3.
I don't. That.
Well, no, that's how I always choose this level.
It's totally an option. They programmed it so you could stand on that.
Yeah, but they clearly intended you to jump on the floating platforms.
Yeah, the side platforms are just a way to save yourself.
I totally forgot about this level. I completely forgot that Aku Aku also made for a good nightlight.
Well, this is the only time he does it, and then the second and third game they replace it with like a
the knife.
firefly.
Yeah,
or whatever.
there's the firefly. Yeah, you get the firefly. It floats around and buggers off.
And then it gets bored when it realizes you're not giving it any money.
So when you get hit, the mask goes away.
Yeah, and it becomes
and
dark.
then all of your light goes away too.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, at that
And
point,
the light wears away after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Because like 13 watt.
it's like I think if you look really, really closely while your system is set on while your TV is set on the brightest setting, color dim by the way, you might actually be able to see where the ground is even when it's dark.
Oh.
Not like possible, but most of the time when I find myself without a light in this level, I just I pray.
Isn't there, I believe there's a section in Crash 2 and in one of the secret levels where you have to pretty much do it dark.
I don't
Off
remember
the
that.
top of my head.
It gives you a bug, but the path is too long.
Oh right, yeah, I remember what that is. You sort of have to see the path ahead of you, remember where everything is, and make it through while it's dark for just a little bit.
And it's a pain.
Oh, see, like you don't have a bug now. So
Bugger.
it's
Boom.
But the moving objects are still visible.
Oh, I fucking did it.
Lucky bastard. I have a rib.
There's I remember the color gem in this level actually leads to an alternate exit, I think. And you know the reason that the masks stopped coming in boxes after a certain point was because there are no boxes after that alternate route. So you're supposed to take the